this kind of would lead me to ask you, who do you feel like out of the NBA players that got pods, who do you think got the best one? Like who's, because you know Draymond. I mean, if we're talking about like Draymond, he's like kind of like a staple. He's probably got like 100 episodes of his podcast. I mean, I don't know how many for real, but he's been podcasting for a minute now.
I need to watch.
Paul George, I know his joint is fairly new. You got as far as like current players, you know what I'm saying? Pat Bev, his joint is fairly new, but as far as current players, who do you think has like the most interesting podcast or has done like interesting things or something like that?
I think I need to tune in because there's several
out
right now, but I'll say I'm just really fond of. I need to tune in Draymond's. I've just been little clips and shit. Like
I always see clips of Draymond's, and this I feel like I've heard him talk so much that it's like I don't really need to tune into your podcast.
You know, it's interesting because I definitely I do, because it's to me it's more so on some who do you have on.
Yeah.
What do you have on? I definitely I think you can have a convo. Like I know
he be talking to people, but he also be talking about himself a lot. Like some of the clips I'll see him, he's just talking by himself.
Right. And that's the thing. So it's always like that's what's being promoted. I'm like, these joints be like hour long. So I'm like, I know y'all getting into shit. And I'm like, I'm a long form guy, so like I need to tap in. But I like podcast. I was about to call this dude Podcast B.
That's his name.
I was gonna say Paul. I like Paul George's literally because of that format. Now a lot of times, now tell me if I'm wrong. Like when I see Draymond's like it's a lot of the times it's kind of like the video stream.
Yeah,
that's what
it's like. He's like a streamer. You know what I'm saying? Like literally on his webcam, holding his microphone.
Paul George really got he got the folks I guess pulling up. I guess
he's more like us-ish, where it's like he's got like a room that he does it in.
It's probably in LA, and guys always in LA, so he's like, yo, when you're in LA, 100%. Bro, swing through. And I like that format. It's like it's more. It's just more of a vibe type shit. So I like that right now. And I need to tap it. There's also another joint. I
feel like there's one that's escaping me right now.
Yeah, there's one I seen John Wall on. These guys are they were in the league. They weren't like bigger guys, but you're probably thinking about Matt Barnes, All the Smoke.
No, I know about that, but those are like guys that have already. Those are guys that like, come and gone. Because I was also gonna say, Evan Turner, Richard Jefferson, and I want to say Gilbert Arenas got a joint, but I don't know if Gilbert Arenas. What I saw was a guest.
Gilbert is with Brandon Jennings and those two other guys.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yo, Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Jennings. That nigga needs to. I'm interested to hear what I was trying to reach out. Brandon Jennings, if you listening, was a baller.
I'm trying to tell you, rookie year,
a baller.
Like he early.